Hey everyone, welcome back for a little TLC. We are still in the middle of our series about forgiveness where we're reading the book Forgiving What You Can't Forget by Lisa Turkish. I'll be honest, I didn't really have a key takeaway from the last couple chapters we read. So, the last chapter of the official book and the first appendix, which was kind of like a poem, The Beauty of Forgiveness. Didn't really have a takeaway from there. I thought it was a good culmination of everything that we've been reading and just good reminders of how freeing it can be to forgive, and also why we should not allow resentment and bitterness to just run rampant in our lives, because we are really the ones being bound up by that. So I thought that was good. I did want to, however, read for you all it's kind of like a, I don't know, what do we call this? We'll call it a parable. That's what Jesus spoke in anyway. But I have another devotion that I'm reading. And yesterday, the particular, actually 2 days ago, the topic for this particular devotion was about forgiveness. And so I thought it was a good way to kind of wrap things up, especially since I didn't really have a takeaway from our reading assignment this week anyway. So the author says, and we're talking about forgiveness, imagine finding yourself in a prison-like setting. As you look around, you see a number of cells visible from where you are standing. You see people from your past incarcerated there, people who wounded you as a child. You see people you once called friends, but who wronged you at some point in your life. You may see one or both of your parents there, perhaps a sibling or some other family member. Even your spouse is locked in nearby, trapped by all the others in this jail of your own making. This prison you see is a room in your own heart. This dark, drafty, depressing chamber exists inside you every day. But Jesus is standing nearby, extending to you a key that will release every inmate. He's telling you to forgive them all. No, you don't want any part of it. These people have hurt you too badly. They knew what they were doing, and yet they did it anyway. Even your spouse, the one you should have been able to count on most of all. So you resist and turn away. You're unwilling to stay here any longer. Seeing Jesus, seeing the key in his hand, knowing what he's asking you to do, it's just too much. But in trying to escape, you make a startling discovery. There is no way out. You're trapped inside with all the other captives. Your unforgiveness, anger, and bitterness have made a prisoner of you as well. Like the servant in Jesus' story who was forgiven an impossible debt, you have chosen not to forgive and have been handed over to the jailers and torturers. Your own freedom is now dependent on your forgiveness. Coming to this conclusion usually takes a while. You see all kinds of risk involved in forgiving others, since you feel that what they did was wrong, whether they admit it or not. They may not even be sorry about it. They may feel perfectly justified in their actions, even going so far as to blame you for them. But forgiveness doesn't absolve anyone of blame or clear their record with God. It just clears you of having to worry about how to punish them. When you forgive another person, you're not declaring them innocent. You're just turning them over to God, who can be counted on to deal with them his way. You're saving yourself the trouble of scripting any more arguments or trying to prevail in this situation. It's not about winning and losing anymore. It's about freedom. It's about letting go, extending the mercy you have been given. I really liked that. It just so I, most of you know that I'm also a lawyer, and I don't really like going to the jail. I don't even like going to the jail uh, to visit some of my clients, only because the jail is like it's a dark, dingy place. Like, I don't know anyone who like just wants to be there. And so this analogy of, we have people trapped in unforgiveness, and as a result, we have trapped ourselves, really hit home for me, because I don't want to be in nobody's prison, nobody's jail, where I don't have the freedom to do what I want to do, and I can't just walk out when I want to. So I really like that, and hopefully you all appreciate that parable or that analogy as well, and it helps you along your forgiveness journey. For next week, I would like for you all to read the next appendix, which is talking about what the Bible really says about forgiveness. And I would like for you to come ready to comment and share your favorite 2 scriptures that the author of Forgiving What You Can't Forget brings up. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. It's kind of lengthy, which I would expect nothing less when we're talking about forgiveness in the Bible. So that's all I have for today. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I hope that you are continuing to walk in forgiveness and mercy and grace, all of those things that have been extended to you. And I will see you next time for a little TLC. Bye-bye.